Interviews with business owners and veteran executives who share their wisdom and expertise to help you de-stress, free up time, and make more money. Profits of IT.
Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I am Jim Punzenberger, your host, and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System, looking to generate new partners or clients without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming. Be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. I had Patrick here today, who's joining me from California. Patrick, please say hi and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patrick Ward, and I'm the VP of Marketing at Rootstrap, which is a custom software development agency. But that doesn't mean anything to anyone because there are lots of custom software development agencies. So
Right.
The thing that I always tell people is we are the tech team behind Masterclass. So if you decided to learn a Gordon Ramsay recipe during the pandemic, that was using our technology.
Ah, cool. So that's you help people. I guess even helping people cook during the pandemic.
Very much so.
in a I guess circle back or not a direct way, but through the software that they use.
Very much so.
Cool. So what's something interesting about yourself outside of work?
So outside of work, I actually have a side venture, and this is often a unpopular topic amongst a lot of people. Either people who have side ventures like to not be very public about them, or managers get very scared when their employees have side ventures because they believe fairly erroneously that it distracts them from their main job. And the thing that I've learned having started my own side venture is not only is there a much easier way to do it than the typical side ventures you hear about, starting an Etsy shop, maybe I do an Amazon drop shipping service, but there's actually a much easier way to create a side venture, and that's around your own expertise. And what I did was I created a site called Nano Globals. And the reason why this site is really important is because by being in my core area of expertise, not only does it help me, get my message out there about remote work, about outsourced software development, it actually fits really nicely with my day job at Rootstrap. And this is something that I want to encourage everyone to start thinking about side hustles in a new way, because you're sitting on top of the best one possible with your own expertise. And that can be an incredible value add, not only for yourself personally as you're building an asset, but more importantly, it can be beneficial to the company that you represent. And so over the course of the last couple of years that I've been building, not only have I seen myself become a better leader, a more knowledgeable leader in my space, but more importantly, I've started to see actual business results come to Rootstrap as a result of me starting this side venture.
Oh, that's great to have it so it benefits you and your employer.
Exactly. I think so many managers think that if I'm learning a skill by pursuing a side hustle, that means I'm not doing work for my company. And the truth couldn't be further from that. The fact of the matter is, many of us who are in the knowledge work space are constantly looking to be more creative, more innovative. And in those circumstances, it's often better to apply yourself to a different type of problem because you never know what you might uncover. A classic example of this, I tried a type of system based on generating data reports in different industries. I tried this on my side venture and I saw some success. What I was able to do is take those lessons, bring it back to Rootstrap and say, hey, here's this cool way we can do reports that generates buzz, it generates brand awareness, it generates press coverage for us. And then suddenly we applied that same lesson. Now, if I didn't have somewhere different that I was applying that, I might never have had that idea. I might never have had that creative spark. So managers really need to understand that not only is side hustles not a neutral impact on your employees, it can actually be a very positive one.
Got it. So you have any tips for, I guess, managers and the people that, the executives at companies, as far as their employees have side hustles, how to make it, a win-win for both the employee and the company?
Absolutely. I think the key here is it starts with trust. Obviously, you need to place a lot of trust into your employees, but more importantly, you need to encourage them, because every time an employee of yours does something different, does a venture that is unique to them, that gets some coverage, gets it out into the marketplace, you are attracting even more people to your company. The fact of the matter is, we live in a very saturated world when it comes to marketing messaging. Many different technology companies have sprouted up over the last 10 to 15 years, all saying very similar things. And the fact of the matter is, you are fighting for mind share as a company. You are fighting very hard to try and crack that code of how do I attract my audience. And the fact of the matter is, not every message that you put out under your corporate banner is going to resonate. That's just how humans are. Humans like variety. They like diversity of both the messages they consume and the types of content that they look at on a daily basis. And so this is where the side venture or the side hustle really comes to the fore, because you're, in a way, encouraging your employees to be those powerful brand advocates in a different way. And through that accumulation of efforts, if you encourage that within your team members, if you're open and transparent enough to say, hey, you don't need to hide your side hustle from me. In fact, how can I help you succeed? Because as you succeed, we are going to succeed.
And do you have any tips if you're the employee and you want to start a side hustle, how to I guess start the side hustle, and B, how do I communicate with my employer about it? They're going to see it as a win-win.
Yeah, so I have a very common blueprint here that I use myself that anyone can rinse and repeat. So the blueprint to start the side hustle is very simple. Don't look to the trendy areas. Don't look to something that the gurus are telling you to do. Base it on your expertise. And the simple thing here is something we can all do. Start a website and start it based on your expertise. Look to create about 20 to 30 pieces of content around your expertise and just see what happens. See if any of it gets picked up, if any of it starts to resonate with different people out into the marketplace. I ran a very quick 3-month sprint in order to create those 20 to 30 pieces, and it wasn't a lot of time. Literally only was an hour a week in order to generate that content that I was able to do in my spare time. So that's how you start it. And then in terms of communicating, this is where, that open transparency with your boss of, hey, I'm looking to start this venture. I want to show off my expertise because I get to apply it for you guys every single day in this company, but I want to start putting that signal out into the world. And if you come with the right level of honesty and transparency, your boss should be able to see what you're trying to do. You're trying to gather more people. We talk about assembling tribes. This is very true in this case. You're trying to send a content signal that attracts a tribe to you. And that's really important, because the companies that really embrace this mindset, they start to see, hey, we can get more of an audience. More importantly, our employees, by doing this venture of their own accord, they're upskilling. I've seen this in team members of my own that I've encouraged. They've been able to be more strategic. They're starting to think like business people. And those sorts of skills are incredibly invaluable to their day job. Do I worry about the risk of, am I going to lose them? The data couldn't be further from the truth. I've retained talent far longer than I've ever expected to by encouraging this, because again, that reciprocity is always being repaid. that if I invest in them, they invest in me.
Mhm. What other tips do you have on this for if either the executives or the employees?
I think the executives need to stop acting in such a transactional way. I think, unfortunately, this has been a creation of how work has been formulated in the past. And this is something the pandemic has massively disrupted, and I don't see changing anytime soon. We used to consider, if I pay you a certain salary, then I am a full monopolizer of your time. Whereas what employees have now realized is that it really is a two-way street. And so if I can benefit you as an organization through the utilization of my labor and my skills and my networks and all the other components of it, then you also need to benefit me in terms of providing opportunities. And this is something we really focus on at Rootstrap, where it's not just about, can we, help developers be the best technologists? We also think about, how can we help them shine? We spend a lot of time getting our developers to speak at conferences. We help them write out articles that we can submit to press coverage. It's all about that reciprocity. Like, what are we as an organization doing for our staff as much as what our staff is doing for us? Because really, when you think about it, we're all on this planet. We all have a limited amount of time to spend, and you don't have a monopoly on anyone's time. You want to create those environments where people can organically grow, they can increase their skills, they can achieve that personal, professional, mental satisfaction that comes with, not just employment, but gainful employment that really serves them to help them accomplish their goals. Because when a person and a company like ourselves is able to accomplish their goals, then we as an organization reach our goals as well.
Do you have any final thoughts on this?
I think that if the pandemic taught us anything, it's that many companies were doing business the wrong way and were not caring enough about employees. Many of them paid lip service to that, but now what I see, the truth is very crystal clear, that the companies that are going to continue to win are not just the ones who say they care about their employees, are the ones who will actually care about their employees. And I've been glad to be a part of an industry that's been at the forefront of this in technology, but I see this cascading right across the world in many different industries and for many years to come.
Cool. So if somebody, I guess, who should do business with you guys, and why should they do business with you guys? Either Rootstrap or what, your side hustle, whatever you want to talk about.
I think when you're thinking about Rootstrap, the best people who can do business with us are VPs and above who are looking to scale their organization in an effective way with true technology process. Certainly when we think of industries, our bread and butter has generally been media and entertainment, education, as well as consumer and e-commerce. So those are the types of people who are best to work with Rootstrap. In terms of nano globals, that tends to be a little broader. If you're a mid-sized tech company and you are trying to find not just the best talent in your region, but the best talent globally, regardless of their location, then you want to leverage nano globals to help you tap into those international business strategies in order to succeed, regardless of how big you are. That's really what technology has really shot up in the last couple of years to enable, that suddenly you don't have to be a 10,000 person multinational to operate globally. You can be, just like Rootstrap, you can be 260 people and still operate across many different continents.
Got it. So Patrick, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Easiest way is LinkedIn. So that's linkedin.com/in/Patrick James Ward.
All one word, Patrick James Ward.
Very much so.
Got it. So look for Patrick on LinkedIn. And thank you again for your time here today and sharing your wisdom and knowledge. I definitely appreciate it, and I think others will find value in it as well.
I really appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the time.
And until next time on the Profits of IT, I am Jim Punzenberger, your host, and the creator of the Managed Prospecting System. We're looking to generate new clients or partners without cold calling, ad spend, or spamming. Be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com.
Thank you for tuning in to the Profits of IT. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and share.